Tuesday, April 29th, 2025, about a month into the season now. Or I guess a little over a month now, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it's about a month now. Yo,
What's going on?
what's going on? April 29th. I'll go ahead and do the on this day. You said you had one as well, right? We have to start it
Yep.
off with the on this day, a little throwback baseball history. Mine's pretty simple. 1923, 20-year-old Lou Gehrig signs with the Yankees.
Nice. I saw
Yankees
that one.
legend. The rest is history. So
Oh, yeah.
that old school Yanks history, man. It's always fascinating to learn about that. There's a lot of it out there. I watched a documentary on Yogi Berra, and that was really cool to see the history on him as well. He's being from St. Louis and seeing the area he grew up in. His childhood home is actually an Airbnb now over there on the hill in St. Louis. If you're not familiar, if you're not from the St. Louis area, you don't know what the hill is. It's not just a hill; it's an area in St. Louis that's an Italian area. So all the restaurants and businesses and people that are, I don't know if it's changed much since I've left, but it's in a, most people that live in that area are Italian and deep heritage. And Yogi Berra is one of them. Guy was a beast. But yep,
Oh, yeah.
Lou Gehrig signs the contract with the Yankees. What did you have for on this day?
Yeah, so mine's pretty simple too. 1988, the Orioles ended their 21 game losing streak with their first win of the season. So they started off 0
Hmm.
21. It was a 9-0 victory over the White Sox. And during this first 21 games, I'm pretty sure there were two managers fired during this time, I think, which is, I guess, pretty crazy to think about. And then
Yeah.
speaking of the Orioles, they're playing against the Yankees, and the Yankees, again, have hit 3 straight home runs to start the game. And I had one of them was, I believe, this guy, Aaron Judge.
I missed that T.
What's that? Sorry for that little bit of lag. It should definitely be expected, but
Yeah, I
it's
missed
all
your.
good. Oh, my shirt.
Yeah, I missed your shirt, but yeah, that's what it was. Judgment Day.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yep.
Heck yeah. That guy's on another planet.
Yeah.
Another Yankees legend. Will be.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, so would you want to start us off with?
We can go ahead and do our fantasy recap. Would have done it last night, but there was actually a little bit of change. Real quick, if you want to explain what was going on last night, Vinny, what you had going on.
Yeah, so I ended up doing a mini tryout for a Charlotte Adult League. It's called Charlotte Adult Baseball League out here, and ended up making the team and had my first game last night. And man, it was that was a crazy feeling being back on a baseball field. The talent is pretty great there too, which makes it a lot better. I wasn't really sure if it was because it's an 18 up league. Wasn't really sure how it was going to be. People in there that have either played in the pros at some point, working their way back to try to play back in the professional level. People that are D1 pitchers. Uh, we have a company out here in Charlotte called Treads. Uh, and it's a pitching performance center. I think they'd maybe do some hitting as well. Many of those guys, many of the major league pitchers are going there. Andre Palante, Jose Quintana, Mitch Spence, all these guys are out here, and their performance coach are actually some of the people that are on my team. So that's pretty cool to be able to play with these guys. One of the guys played for the Pittsburgh Pirates organization. Our pitcher last night, he was amazing. Paul Hall is his name. Left-hander from Virginia Tech. He came in, pitched seven innings, and he was shutting them down left and right. I don't even think he lit up a run. Maybe he lit up one run is what it was. But yeah, one of their pitchers that we faced off against. So we're the Charlotte Dragons. This is the hat, by the way. I don't know if you can see it or not, but but we faced off against the Diamondbacks, and their pitcher Sergio and Trinidad Triggers, an independent pro team out of I guess it's the Pico League is what it is. So that's pretty cool. I got to see him pitch. He had some nasty stuff. The guy I faced off against, he got me in 3 pitches, man. It was the first one I took, and it was the best pitch I had. I should have taken that pitch, swung at it, but it was just, I wanted to see it. It's been a while. Next 2, he got me in a fastball, then a slider. And yeah, it felt good though. Even a strikeout felt good because it's been so long, but very competitive league. And yeah, it's a lot of fun so far. We got a long season ahead of us though. We do games on Monday nights. So if anyone's in the Charlotte area and is listening, want to come out and watch, or if you're interested in playing maybe this season or next season, the Charlotte Adult Baseball League. It's fun stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I was at.
Yeah.
On the ball field.
Yep. I need to get out there again soon. So fantasy.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty sure you won, and I was a home run shy of winning this week. That's how close it was. I did. Oh my god, my luck was terrible yesterday, or excuse me, on Sunday.
Yeah.
I still actually did pretty well Sunday, but one home run did it. So I ended up losing. I won 5 categories. I lost 6, and I ended up tying 1. I took stolen bases, average. I mean, my team hit really well. It was just kind of the home runs and RBIs that were lagging a little bit. But OPS I won, strikeouts and saves I won, and I tied in RBIs. I lost by 1 home run. That kind of did it, unfortunately. And I lost by 1 quality start too. The Sunday night baseball, Phillies and Cubs. Aaron Nola pitched to Jim because he was going against me, so I figured that would happen. So, but yeah, last few weeks,
Yeah.
whether I lost or tied, it's been pretty close. So.
Yeah, I was watching you texted me about Dylan Cruz, and I know you end up sitting him. Of course, he took maybe Tyler McGilliard.
Yeah.
I think that's who it was. But of course, the guy to break up your because you were ahead, and then of course the guy to break that up is Aaron Judge on the other team, on Josh's team.
On the doubleheader, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Josh. He's getting married tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow or Thursday. So that's cool for him. Happy for him. He's out in Jamaica for his wedding.
There you go.
So maybe whoever's playing them this week might have a little better chance of beating him if he's not paying attention to his lineup. Kind of wish I was playing him this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did get my first win in fantasy finally. I started my year like this last season too, lost the first 4, and ended up making it to the championship. So I'm not too worried about it. My team has been pretty much going off the whole time. For the most part, my pitching my pitching started off really rough, and that's what cost me the first few losses. But I know who my pitchers are, so I'm not worried about them. But my offense has found it. I won in every category besides RBIs and my offense. So OPS, average, stolen bases, home runs, and runs against a good team too. Going off against Brandon's team, Midwest Defenders. But I had 7 starters go, and he had 13 go. So he has a somewhat of an advantage. It could go either way. It's not necessarily an advantage to have more pitching, because if they don't have good weeks, that could really mess up your ERA. But his pitching did pretty well. I didn't expect to beat his strikeouts. He had 80 strikeouts. Probably, I think he won that category beat everybody in that. But he beat me in quality starts. I had 4 to his 5, so that's pretty good for having 7 starts and 4 of them being qualities. I had 6 saves. I finally got my first hold. I guess it's my second hold, but it did win me my category in that. So that was kind of big for me. And then my ERA and WHIP still look pretty decent. So hope to keep carrying it on this week. Playing Kyle, St. Louis Spirits. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping I get Jackson Merrill back. He's supposed to come back tomorrow. Not sure if he will. I'll go ahead and I was going to do this in a little bit, but I'll go ahead and do it now. Because there's a couple other people coming back tomorrow that I think is worth recognizing. And that's Lucas Giolito. He has his first start tomorrow against the Toronto Blue Jays. I do have him on my fantasy team. Not gonna throw him in tomorrow. I'll probably let him, because he's in my IL. I'll probably just let him sit in my IL spot, maybe for the first start or two, just to see how he is. But yeah, it's his first time pitching since 2023. So Red Sox, this is something they really need to keep it going for him in the playoffs this year, is the pitching. So Lucas Giolito, that'll be cool to see him back on the field, along with Tony Gonsolin, Dodgers pitcher, who's looking pretty likely to stay in that rotation. He also hasn't pitched since 2023, and he'll make his first start against the Marlins tomorrow. So I'm a big Tony Gonsolin fan. I actually might pick him up right now as we're doing this talk, because I keep looking at him, and I've always liked Tony Gonsolin, but yeah, welcome back, Lucas Giolito and Tony Gonsolin. That's big news. I know Clayton Kershaw has a rehab start tonight. My buddy Murray that lives out by you is actually going to the game, so he'll be able to see all the young Dodgers play tonight. I guess he's in Oklahoma City. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know if you had any injury reports, but they just lost Tyler Glasnow. He just went on the IL, so we kind of figured, as stacked as the Dodgers are, especially with pitching, they're not all going to be healthy at the same time. So this is just part of it for the Dodgers. So yeah, do you have anything on that?
No, kind of like you said, it's the injury bug with some of these Dodger pitchers, especially Glasnow. I mean, he's been injured numerous times,
Mm-hmm.
over the past few years. So
Yep.
can't really say I'm surprised. I mean, it sucks because he's a good pitcher and you want to see him out there. So yeah.
Yeah. Did you want to go ahead and do our breakout players?
Yeah, for sure. I guess I'll start this one off, and this one was really tough, especially for the batters picking one out, because a lot of ones you could have went with. Um, my hitter, excuse me, was I went with Andy Pajes, and on a crazy tear the last week, and 24 at bats. Yeah, he's batting 583 with a 600 OBP, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, stole 2 bases. A pretty good week. It was really close between him and Suárez, which I'll kind of we'll talk about here in a little bit. But that's my hitter is Pajes. And then my pitcher, one of my own on my team, the Cool Hand Lukes, Brandon Fod. In 12 innings, 2 wins, 2 quality starts for both those wins. Struck out 11 and a 2.25 ERA and a 1.17 WHIP. So his most recent start against the Braves was one of those, and he got the win. So he's a good pitcher. I'm glad I made that trade. It's one of the better trades I think I've made since I've been in the league. Was getting Brandon Fod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. He's, there's a lot of people that doubt him out there, especially listen to just other fantasy talk and baseball talk. A lot of people try to say sell Fott now like high as you can, but I don't think so. I think he's someone to hold on to in fantasy, and um, I think he's one of their most reliable pieces in their starting rotation right now. I mean, he's doing better than Corbin has, so yeah, I think you definitely won that trade.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and talk about another guy that I think's worth a look in fantasy and helping out a team pretty well. And this is my breakout player, my pitcher, and that's Jake Irving for the Washington Nationals. His all of his outings this year have been really, really good. I mean, he's the most runs he's let up is 4. And that was against Arizona and the Dodgers. He went 5 innings against Arizona and 6 innings against the Dodgers during those. So, he still worked through, had seven strikeouts against the Dodgers in that game too. But his last 2 quality starts against Colorado, went 6.1 with 3 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, and 9 Ks. And then against the Mets recently, he went 7.1 with 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 4 Ks. So against a pretty hot Mets team, he was able to get into that 8th inning and still get that quality start. He's 2-0 right now with 31 strikeouts, 3.19 ERA, and a 1.01 WHIP. So his next start is tomorrow against Philly. So I think that's a pretty big test for him right there. If he goes in and gets a quality start against Philly, I think things are looking pretty promising for Jake Irving and the Nationals. So that's pretty big for the Nationals too. If they can get him and Mackenzie Gore going, and they got Mitchell Parker doing his thing. So that's my breakout pitcher. My breakout batter. I am going to give a couple shout outs because I did have 2 guys I wanted to kind of just shout out in this. It was kind of my second options. But Jordan Beck is my breakout batter. If you've been paying attention at all, Jordan Beck, you probably know why. But he was able to hit 5 home runs in 3 games. April 19th up until today, he went 11 for 30 with 5 home runs, 9 RBIs, and a stolen base. And he's hitting 280 right now. So, I mean, Jordan Beck's starting to, and he just got back up in this lineup, last couple weeks. So he's really shown his raw power that he does have, and he's got a lot of speed. I remember he was in our trade last year. I traded him to you, and it was his first time up in the majors. He was pretty shaky. He still has a high strikeout rate. But man, he wasn't even in Colorado when he hit these 5 home runs. So he hit one of the games he hit 2 in Colorado against Cincinnati, but on his 2 home run game, he was in Kansas City, hit 3 out in Kansas City. So I think he's definitely got some power. So if you're looking on fantasy, he's definitely got an eye to a guy to keep your eye out on if you need maybe some home runs and some steals, because I think he's going to get it for you. The other 2 people I wanted to shout out though was JP Sears. I always want to say Spears. I think I did that last time too. But he's been doing pretty well. I mean, his last 2 outings, he hasn't gone 6 innings yet, but he did work into the 6th inning in his last game. 7 Ks this past game against Texas Rangers, And the game before, he had 5 Ks, only three total runs earned in those 2 games, only 1 walk between those 2 games. So, I mean, right now he's got a 2.94 ERA with a 1.07 whip. He's 4-2 on the season with 30 Ks. So I saw that he was dropped in our fantasy league, and it's a little bit of a questionable drop for me because I think he's a little underrated in ways. I don't know. I think he's got some stuff there. If you look back on his minor league numbers, you know, they're very, very impressive, and he's been in in the majors for a couple of years now. Um, but he was on a kind of a more bumpy athletics team too. I think he's
Yeah.
got a lot better team behind him right now, so that does play a big part when you look at his ERA and stuff. But yeah, I mean he's looking good to me. The other guy I was going to shout out, which has been getting a lot of attention lately, is another guy I picked up on fantasy, and that was Augustin Ramirez, catcher / first baseman for the Miami Marlins, and he's just been teeing off, man. He almost set a record of his own, but he did join a historical club for the most think like extra base hits within your first few games. He's had plenty of them. I don't even know exactly, but he's got 3 home runs. He's batting 391. He's had a 2 for 3 game, a 3 for 3 game, a 2 for 4 game, and a 2 for 5 game. He's got a 2 for 4 games along with that. But if you look this guy up on Baseball Savant, it's everything. There's not enough data there to show everything, but from what it does have, it's just all red. So that's the stuff you want to see. I think he's pretty legit, man. He's a catcher with speed too, so you don't really get to find that often. And I just couldn't
No.
pass on him. I was looking too much on fantasy, and I had to snag him up. But those are my 2 honorable mentions, I would say, for breakout players is JP Sears and Augustin Ramirez.
Yeah, good choices. Oh, kind of want to do my series of the week. This is actually a pretty good one, in my opinion. This weekend, I've got the Dodgers going up against the Braves. I haven't got a chance, or they haven't got a chance to post the pitching matchups, of course, but I'm sure they're going to be pretty good ones. Braves, they started off 0-7 ish, and they've been playing a lot better baseball. So I think they're pretty much back in it. I know they've got a few games to catch up the 500 mark, but Braves, like I said, are a pretty hot team. The Dodgers are the Dodgers, so I think it's going to make for a pretty good series in Atlanta.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a one I'll be tuning in for sure. I was looking at that one for my series of the week as well, but I went with one that I thought was kind of funky. Because big reason why I went for this is because they're both 15 and 14, and you really wouldn't think that the Athletics would be in the same. I know it's still early, but they're in the same record as the Texas Rangers. So I think this really fun Athletics team facing off against the Rangers is just a fun series tonight. Jacob deGrom's taking on Lopez. I think it's his first start of the year. So I'll be tuning into that one as well. He does have 5 Ks, so I think he's maybe a reliever. Lopez, I haven't heard much about him, but regardless, the A's, they got some good defensive players behind them and some heavy sluggers. So of course, anytime I get the chance to watch Jacob deGrom, I'm gonna tune into him. So A's and Rangers, that's my series of the week, and I'm looking forward to watching this.
Yeah, same here.
And also So too, I'll go ahead and show if you haven't seen the Chicago White Sox City Connect.
Yeah.
This is a little pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah.
You sent me the picture of the the Colorado Rockies, and I was kind of at first I said yeah I like it, and then I didn't like it, and then I was kind of better. Made fun of it. That's pretty sweet. I would, if I was a White Sox fan, I'd be a little pumped to get that.
Yeah.
What do you think on it?
Yeah, I really like them. I mean, it's really different as far as the White Sox go. I
Mhm.
mean, this isn't if you look at a baseball jersey like this, I mean, yeah, it says Chicago, but it doesn't look like some of the White Sox would have. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's really cool, in my opinion.
Mm-mm. Yeah, me too. What else do you have for us, Luke?
Yeah, so I just want to go over a little bit of history that happened. Was it Friday or Saturday, one of the two? Eugenio Suárez became the 19th player in history to hit 4 home runs in a single game. Impressive. 19 player. First
Yeah.
time since 2017, JD Martinez and both Scooter Jeanette both hit 4 home runs in 2017. That was the last time was JD. Um, yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
Man, I like Suarez a lot. You just know he's gonna hit you bombs. He's got a pretty good glove on him too. But I think he's like one of the active leading home run leaders or active home run leaders. Since like 20, I don't know, probably around there, 2017 or so. So I think that's pretty impressive if you're, Suarez. He's top five when it comes to that. So he hits a lot of home runs, but to hit four, that's pretty special. That'd have been a cool game to be at. But yeah, if somebody's gonna do it, I do see it. Him being one of them for sure. Having one of those games, of course. Aaron Judge could have one of those games. But yeah, happy for the guy. I think that probably, even though they lost, I think that's the toughest thing is they did lose that
Hmm.
game. So to hit 4 home runs in a game and still lose is, I don't know. Got to
Yeah,
tighten up your pitching if you're the Diamondbacks.
yeah, exactly. Do you have anything else?
Um, well, are you getting ready to do your crazy stat?
Sure am.
Well, I've got a little trivia question for you, and maybe you've already seen this, or maybe you already know it.
All right.
Uh, but what MLB player broke up 81 no hitters with
81 no
leadoff home
hitters.
runs? I'll give you a
Oh,
hint,
um,
and they're all home runs.
yeah. Uh, I have seen this, and I'm gonna say, man, I should know this one by heart.
And you can't think of, and I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint too, because I kind of already did. I said le- in their leadoff
Yeah,
home runs.
yeah,
I believe at
yeah.
least majority of them
Which
are.
is
So it's not that it got to seventh inning and
yeah. Well, I'm gonna say Ricky Henderson on that one.
mhm. Yep, that's it.
Yeah,
That's the man right there.
love him.
Yeah, good guess. Ricky Henderson
One of my
broke
favorite
up
players of all time.
81 no-hit games with home runs. That's yep. Rest in peace, Ricky Henderson.
Yep. The A's have the Ricky Henderson patch this year, I believe. Isn't that right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Love
Okay.
to see it.
All right, Luke. Let's hear yours.
All right. So I have sort of a trivia question to start out with this one for you. So, do you know who the oldest person in Major League history to hit a home run is?
The first person in Major League history to what? Hit a home run?
The oldest person.
Oh, the was he a pitcher?
No, he was a position player.
Man. There's someone on the tip of my tongue. Hold on, give me once. Like the Mexican League.
You asked if he's playing in the Mexican League right now. He's been retired for a while.
Yeah, or another.
Yeah, he's been retired for a little while.
I'm not sure, man. I'll just go with nah. I don't have a good guess. I don't want to say somebody.
Right. So it's
Frank Robinson.
Julio Franco. If that name rings a bell.
Oh. You said Julio Franco?
Yeah.
Yeah, Julio Franco, yeah. Dang. He was a good baseball player. I should have known that one.
Yeah.
When you
so
said it clicked. When you said it clicked.
Yeah.
Who was I thinking
I got a
of
couple
that plays? There's somebody that
I have a couple of stats on this, some pretty crazy stats. Julio played from 1982 to 2007, which is a really long career, by the way. So, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he's playing until he's, 46, 48.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, excuse me. He hit
I was thinking of
Sorry, a bit of lag.
yeah. I was thinking Robinson Cano. That's who was coming to my mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if he ever makes a comeback, could be at some point. But yeah, Julio Franco, he hit at age 48. He hit a home run, which made him the oldest player by a lot.
Yeah.
He is also the oldest person to ever hit a grand slam at age 46 back in 2005. So as far as the home runs go, he is the leader in age for grand slams and home runs. He is number 1 and number 2 on that list. Number 3 happened back in 1991. It was Carlton Fisk, and he was 43 back in 91. So
it's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, Luke, I think that's all we have. Did you have anything else before we cut out of here?
No, I didn't. Just we apologize for the lag.
Yeah. One day it'll be better.
Yep.
All right, y'all.
643 talk.
643.
Yep. Peace out.
Peace.